Your bank account is not broken. Your brain just runs a slightly different operating system, and nobody bothered to give you the manual. Here is the thing nobody will tell you. ADHD does not make you bad with money. It makes you brilliant at spending it in ways that feel completely reasonable in the moment and completely insane by Sunday night. It is wiring. Your brain is chronically short on dopamine, the chemical that makes you feel like doing things, and it will chase that hit wherever it can find it. A lot of the time, it finds it at checkout. So let me name 6 impulse spending habits that quietly drain ADHD brains, not the big dramatic mistakes, the small recurring leaks that never trip the alarm. We are counting down to the worst one, and I promise you have done number 1 this week. Number 6. You buy the solution to a problem you have had for 11 minutes. You see it constantly. You get frustrated that your desk is a mess, and within the hour you have ordered 3 drawer organizers, a label maker, and a bamboo thing you saw in the photo. You are not buying storage. You are buying the fantasy of the person who has their life together. That version of you is calm, tidy, and does not lose their keys. That version of you does not exist yet, but the drawer organizer is only $19, so it feels like a shortcut to becoming them. It shows up everywhere once you notice it. You decide to get healthy, and you buy the blender, the protein powder, and the meal prep containers before you have cooked a single meal. You decide to read more, and you buy 9 books in one order, and you have read the first page of one. You decide to get organized, and you download the paid planner app, the one with the annual subscription, and you fill in 3 days of it. The pattern is always the same. The buying is the plan, and the plan is where it ends. Here is the mechanism. ADHD brains struggle with something called delayed gratification, which is a fancy way of saying the future feels fake. The reward has to be now, or it barely counts. Buying the organizer gives you the dopamine of solving the problem without doing the boring work of solving the problem. The purchase is the reward. The bamboo thing arrives, you feel a flicker of nothing, and it goes in a cupboard with the last 4 solutions. This is not stupidity. Every one of those purchases was a genuine attempt to fix your life. The fixing just happened at the wrong end. Number 5. You pay for the membership instead of doing the activity. The gym, the language app with the annual plan, the meditation subscription, the online course with the confident instructor. You did not buy a gym membership. You bought a promise to your future self, and your future self did not sign anything. What actually happened is this. In the moment of signing up, your brain got the full hit of the outcome. You already felt fitter. You already spoke Spanish. You already meditated. The dopamine paid out in advance on credit before you lifted a single weight. And once the brain has been paid, the motivation to actually go collapses because the reward is gone. You cannot get excited about a goal you have already emotionally achieved at the point of purchase. Watch how honest the pattern is. The gyms know it. Their whole business model runs on people who pay every month and come twice a year. And if everyone who signed up actually showed up, the gym could not physically fit them. You are the model. So the membership rolls over, month after month. £12 here, $30 there. You tell yourself you will start next week, and the charge keeps leaving quietly, a tax on a life you meant to live. Nobody warns you that the sign-up is the fun part, and the fun part is the expensive part. Number 4. You spend to end the discomfort, not to own the thing. This one is sneaky because it does not look like shopping. It looks like relief. You are bored, and boredom for an ADHD brain is not mild. It is physically unpleasant, like an itch behind the eyes. You are anxious or understimulated, or you just finished something hard and your brain is screaming for input. So you open the app, you scroll, you buy. The click is the point. The parcel is almost incidental. Think about it. How many times have you felt more excited tracking the delivery than actually using what arrived? That is because the purchase did its job the second you tapped confirm. It broke the discomfort. It gave your understimulated brain a small event to care about. The object was never the goal. The object is just the receipt for a feeling you already spent, And notice when it happens, you spend the most on the worst days. After the hard meeting. At 11 at night when you cannot sleep and your brain wants anything that is not the current moment. During the boring stretch of a Tuesday afternoon when nothing is happening. The retailers know this too. That is why the one-click button exists, why the app remembers your card, why the whole thing is built to take 3 seconds. They removed every scrap of friction between feeling bad and buying because friction is the only thing that would have saved you. This is emotional spending, and everyone has it. But ADHD brains have the volume turned up. The gap between feeling bad and doing something about it is tiny, and $1 clicks are engineered to live in that gap. Nobody will tell you that half your purchases are just mood regulation with a shipping address. Number 3. You forget you are already paying for it. Object permanence is a real problem for ADHD brains, which means if you cannot see something, your brain quietly decides it stopped existing. This applies to your friends, your leftovers, and every subscription you have ever signed up for. So you are paying for 2 music services because you forgot about the first one. You have a streaming bundle you have not opened since a specific show ended. There is a free trial that converted into a paid plan 4 months ago, and you have never once noticed the charge, because it is the same small number every month, and small regular numbers are invisible to a brain that only notices spikes. The premium tier of an app you deleted. The magazine you bought for 1 article, each one small enough to hide. Do the maths just once. Add up every recurring charge leaving your account this month. Most people with ADHD find between 40 and 100 a month going to things they either forgot about or stopped using. That is not $40. Over a year that is real money, the kind you could have felt, spent on nothing you can even remember. The cruelty is that it never hurts because a leak you cannot see never triggers the loss. And the things that do not hurt are the ones that bleed you dry. Number 2, you buy in bulk to feel in control, then lose track of all of it. This is the trap that disguises itself as being responsible. You decide, correctly, that buying one at a time is expensive and disorganized, so you go big. The giant multi-pack. The bulk pantry order. The Costco run that felt like an achievement. You are being an adult. You are stocking up. Except the ADHD brain that bought the bulk is the same brain with the object permanence problem. So the second box goes to the back of the cupboard and ceases to exist. 3 weeks later, you buy the same thing again because you genuinely believe you are out. Now you have 4 bottles of the same shampoo, a mountain of pasta going stale, and vitamins you will find unopened in 2 years. And it is not just food and toiletries, it is the pack of 20 cables, because you can never find one. The batteries you buy every single trip because you forget the drawer is already full of them. The phone charger in every room because losing one is easier than tracking one. You are not disorganized because you are careless. You are buying the same object again and again to solve the fact that the first one vanished the moment it left your hand. Bulk buying only saves money if you track and use what you bought. The saving is conditional, and the condition is the exact skill your brain finds hardest. So you paid more per shopping trip to save money you never actually saved. You bought the feeling of being prepared, and the feeling cost extra. And now number 1. You avoid the boring admin, and the avoidance is the most expensive thing you own. This is the master leak, the one that feeds all the others. There is a category of tasks your brain treats as physically impossible: canceling the subscription, returning the parcel that does not fit, switching the energy provider that quietly raised your rate, disputing the charge, filing for the refund you are owed, sending the one email that would save you £200. None of it is hard. That is what makes it unbearable. It is boring, it has no deadline, and it gives your brain 0 dopamine, so it slides to the bottom of the list forever. The return window closes. You keep the shoes that hurt because the post office is a 5-minute walk you will never take. Look at the specific shape of it. You get a parcel that is wrong. Returning it means finding the box, printing the label, booking the slot, and walking it somewhere. 5 separate steps, none of them fun, none of them urgent, all of them boring. So the parcel sits by the door for a week, then moves to a chair, then to a corner, and one day you notice the return window shut a month ago, and now you own it forever. The insurance renews at a rate 40% higher than a new customer pays, and one phone call would fix it, and you will not make the call. The deposit you never claimed back. Every one of them is money sitting on the table, and you cannot pick it up because picking it up is admin, and admin is the thing your brain refuses to do. Here is the part nobody says out loud. For an ADHD brain, the most expensive thing you own is not a bad purchase. It is an unfinished task. Every open loop of admin is money leaking, and you cannot see the leak because nothing is being spent. It is being lost. Passively. Silently. The money you never chased is gone just as completely as the money you spent, but it never even gave you the click. That is the whole trap in one line. Your brain will happily spend $40 to feel better for 10 seconds, and then refuse to spend 10 minutes to get back 400. Not because you are lazy, because the spending gives dopamine and the saving does not, and your brain only shows up where the dopamine is. So let me absolve you, because this is the part that actually matters. None of these 6 habits are a character flaw. Every one of them is your brain doing exactly what a dopamine-starved brain is built to do, which is chase the reward that pays out now. You are not irresponsible. You are running efficient software on the wrong problem, which means you do not fix this with willpower, because willpower is the one resource you were shorted. You fix it with friction and automation. Make the leaks visible and make the good choices require no dopamine. Do one thing this week. Open your bank statement and read every recurring charge out loud. That is it. You are not canceling anything, not judging anything, just making the invisible visible, because a leak you can finally see is a leak you can finally feel. And the moment it hurts a little is the moment it stops draining you. Then automate the boring wins. Set the savings transfer so it happens without you. Put a fixed reminder to check subscriptions on the same day every month. Delete the saved cards so the one-click purchase needs 10 clicks instead. Every good money decision you can turn into a default is a decision your brain no longer has to win. Your account is not broken, and neither are you. You were just handed a brain built for a world that did not have $1 buttons everywhere, and then blamed for using it. Stop blaming. Start seeing. The leaks were never big, they were just quiet. And quiet is exactly how they got away with it.